Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. Guys, feeling a little fatigued, feeling a little bit tired, but it is what it is. As you can imagine, I'm not gonna be 100% after what I've gone through. So yeah, but it is what it is. Life goes on. We keep moving forward. Um, there's a lot of news in the boxing world. There's a Javante Davis and Rolando Romero fight that's been announced, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But there's some massive news, and actually breaking news, and especially big news here in the UK, that Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant will be on BT Sport box office. It will be 19.99 pounds, so 99.99 BT box office here in the UK. It's unusual because normally you don't get fights. You don't get American fights that happen 4 in the morning between essentially two foreign fighters. And what I mean by that, unless it's a huge fight, and I think that tells you how big the fight is. I certainly will be buying the fight. I buy all the big fights anyway. It's one that I'm very intrigued about. It's one that I can't wait for. It's one that I really want to see. It's one that really catches my interest. And probably because I'm such a big Canelo fan, I want to see if Canelo can create history and become the first Mexican to undisputed champion. However, I'm not sure how well the fight will be received here in the UK, because although Canelo's is big in terms of the boxing fraternity, he's not really a household name in the UK. And generally, fights that happen 4 a.m. in the morning, a lot of people don't really stay up to watch it. And especially the fact that it's not even involving a Brit, to be honest. Canelo Khan was on BT Sport box office. Or was that on Box Nation? I can't remember. It was a while back, but that was also you needed to pay for that as well. Like I think that was like £16 or something like that. And I don't know how well that did, to be honest with you. Now Plant is basically unknown here. Canelo obviously is one of the biggest stars in the sport, but like I said, I don't know how well that pay-per-view will do here in the UK. I think it's a fight that I think they had to put on pay-per-view just because of how big it is, and the history involved around the fight, being undisputed, if Canelo wins, he becomes the first Mexican undisputed champion, which it has that great a great feel about it. But like I said, pay-per-view wise, I'm not sure how big it's going to be here in the UK. It's a great fight, don't get me wrong. It's a great fight. It's a fight that I'm looking forward to, and a fight that I know that most of you are looking forward to. But in terms of the pay-per-view numbers here in the UK, I'm not sure. I think obviously guys like myself and the hardcore fans will obviously buy it because they'll stay up, and most of them stay up to watch every fight. But in terms of the casuals, in terms of the casuals, that the ones that make the big, when you have a big pay-per-view event, or you have a big event here like a Joshua fight, it's the casuals really that are buying it, that make it make the numbers huge, which you ain't gonna get. Especially the timing is not great, being at 4 in the morning, it's not great. But buy the fight, guys. It's a great fight. It's a great fight. I was bigging up Plant yesterday. I genuinely do think this is a great fight, and it's one that I'm looking forward to. It's one that I'm pretty sure the whole of the boxing fraternity is looking forward to. These are the type of fights that we need in boxing to make boxing great. These are the type of fights that we need to make boxing great again. You know, a lot of people complain that the big fights don't happen. Well, this certainly is a big fight. No one can complain about this fight not happening. This fight's happening, and it's a monster fight. It's a fight that, you know, we're all looking forward to. It's a fight that, you know, it's like I said, there's history could be created here. And either way, even if Plant wins, I know, and everybody, I know this is all geared for Canelo to win and create history, but let's get this right, that Plant could win and he could create his own history. You know, there's no reason why Plant can't win the fight. You know, so there's a lot riding on this. There's a lot riding on this. It's a big event, big fight. And this is big news, especially for us UK fans, because we now know that Canelo Plant will be taking place on BT Sports box office here in the UK. I want to know from all my UK subscribers how that's gone down. Are you happy about it? Are you unhappy about it? What do you make of the $19.99 price tag for it? You know, and for us UK fans here, we recently have had to pay a lot of money. Like we just played for Joshua. We've got Fury Wilder, which is $24.99, which is expensive. So there's a lot, and now there's a Canelo $19.99. There's a lot, you know, it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money when you think about it. That's what, in the space of like what, 7-8 weeks, you're looking at 70 quid. You know, it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money when you think about it. You know, and but when you also think about it, in America, I'm pretty sure Canelo Plant will be about $80 or whatever, $17.99, or was it be $19.99? I'm not sure the price over there in the US, but we've just got all those 3 big fights for probably one pay-per-view in America. You know, one. So again, when you compare it, it's a complete contrast. Listen, it's a great fight, man. It's a great fight, and it's a fight that, you know, you, as a boxing fan, you're gonna definitely stay up and watch. You know, you're definitely gonna stay up and watch. It's a great fight. It's a fight. It's one for the ages. It's one for the ages. It's one, you know, it's one that's gonna, you know, create. Like I said, there's gonna be history created either way, whether Plant wins it or whether Canelo wins it. Like I said, it is geared for Canelo to go in there and beat Caleb Plant and become the first Mexican undisputed champion. Especially when you think of some of the great Mexican fighters that we've had over the years. Canelo has a great opportunity, you know, to do something. And I think Canelo's motivated by that. Canelo's motivated by creating history. That's why Canelo said all the belts. I want to collect all the belts. The reason why Canelo wants to collect all the belts is because he wants to do something that hasn't been done before from a Mexican fighter, because he wants to ingrain himself as being the greatest Mexican fighter. He wants his name in history as being the greatest Mexican fighter. And once he accomplishes that, then I believe he's gonna look to try become not just the greatest Mexican fighter, but one of the greatest fighters in history. I think that's what Canelo wants to achieve. People are already talking about Canelo in the same light as Mayweather and Pacquiao, even though I think those two guys are still ahead of him at this particular point. But again, like I said, you could say Canelo's still in his prime. And when you think about what Canelo's already achieved in the sport of boxing, and you think about what he potentially could achieve further, like imagine if he beats Plant, then goes up and unifies at 175. You're talking about a guy that's breaking boundaries like that have never been hit before, and he is capable of doing it as well. And when you think about how many world champions he's beaten already, and like I said, how many he could potentially beat in the future, you know, he's definitely going to be on the Mayweather-Pacquiao level, and may even surpass them if he keeps going at this, keeps growing the way he is. You know, I think Canelo he doesn't get enough credit. You know, I know people say, oh well, you know, his resume is not that great. Well, you know what? He's fighting a guy that a lot of people think are going to give him trouble in Plant. You know, he fought Callum Smith and Billy Joe, and there was a lot of people prior to those fights thinking that they would give Canelo trouble. He beats them, oh, they're nothing. Now he's fighting Caleb Plant, and people are probably going to say, oh, well, Caleb Plant, you know, people saying the same thing. There's many people. You know, my good friend Christian thinks that, you know, Caleb Plant's got the style to cause Canelo all kinds of trouble and beat him. So if Canelo beats Caleb Plant, give him his plaudits, give him his credit. I know a lot of people say, well, Canelo's not really fighting, and well, you can only beat what's there. You know, he can't get opponents that are not there. You know, I know people say, oh, well, he's ducking Demetrius Andrade. Well, if he doesn't fight Demetrius Andrade, no one's gonna in future say, oh, well, you know what, he didn't fight Demetrius Andrade, or he didn't fight Charlo. They haven't done enough. They haven't done enough in their own careers for it to really affect Canelo's legacy, in my opinion. Because if they were greats of this era, Andrade and Charlo and guys like that, if they were greats and Canelo wasn't fighting them, then that would affect his legacy, because he isn't fighting other greats of his era. But those aren't greats. Those are just, in my opinion, regular champions at this particular point. They haven't done enough. Like, if he hadn't fought Golovkin, then you would say, okay, now he's not fighting a great, because even though people will say Golovkin, the way Golovkin was beating those guys the way he was beating those guys easily and battering them, and then most importantly, when he fought Canelo, many people thought he won the first fight. I personally thought that Golovkin deserved the first fight. So Golovkin proved that he was a great. You know, so Andrade and Charlo need to do that as well. So yeah, there's some. It's great that this fight's happening between Plant and Canelo, especially with all the stuff that was happening back and forth between the two, and the back and forth between PBC and Canelo. We thought the fight was never going to happen, but luckily the fight is going to happen. The fight is going to be shown live here in the UK on BT Sports Box Office. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys make of this? What do you guys make of this news? Are you excited? What do you think of the pay-per-view price? How do you think the fight will go? How do you think it will be received here in the UK? Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button if you haven't smashed. If you haven't already smashed the like button up until this point. Hit the subscribe button. Share the videos. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.